Today we are going to discuss about how to locate elements in Selenium IDE manually. Okay. So yes. Okay. In general, in human body, every part is important. Yes or no? Every part is important. For example, one hand is not working in human body. That person can survive or not? Yes, he can survive. Okay. For example, two hands are not working. Yes, he can survive. Both legs are not working. He can survive. Then what about heart? If heart is not functioning, it means heart is not, hands are not important. It's important, but compared to heart, okay, less important, right? Yes. Every topic in automation is important. Every topic, every class is important. If it is anything is not important, we are not going to discuss. The fundamental is we are discussing means it's important only, but out of this, some topics are very, very important. Yes, today topic is very, very important. In general, not only Selenium, to learn any automation tool, only two topics are important. One is locating element and second one is handling elements. If you know these two topics, yes, we can write test scripts. Without knowing these two topics, we can't write even single line code. These two topics are hard topics. Any automation tool, not only Selenium, any automation tool, these two topics are very important. Yes, today we are discussing one important topic, that is locating elements in Selenium IDE. Okay, yes, to locate elements in Selenium IDE. So we have 8 ways to locate. Okay, we have 8 ways to locate. Not only Selenium, even in WebDriver also we have 8 ways to locate. So we have 8 ways to locate elements in Selenium and WebDriver. What those are? So the first way is we can locate by using ID. If any element having ID attribute, with help of that ID attribute, we can locate. If any element having ID attribute, by using that attribute, we can locate. By using ID, we can locate. The same way available in WebDriver also. Even WebDriver also, yes, we can locate by using ID. Second way, yes, we can locate by using name. In WebDriver also, we have a mechanism to locate element by using name. Third way, we can locate by using class name. Yes, in WebDriver also, we have a mechanism to locate element by using class name. Fourth way, yes, we can locate by using linked text. Yes, in WebDriver also, we have a mechanism to locate linked text. Fifth way, yes, we can locate by using XPath. Yes, we have the same mechanism in WebDriver also. We can locate by using XPath. Sixth way, we can locate by using CSS. Yes, in WebDriver also, we have a mechanism to locate by using CSS. Seventh way, we can locate by using identifier. This mechanism is not available in WebDriver, but in WebDriver, we have one more mechanism to locate element, that is partial linked text. Eighth way, we can locate by using DOM. This mechanism is not available in WebDriver, but we have a different mechanism in WebDriver, that is, we can locate by using tag name. Orally, in Selenium IDE and WebDriver, we have 8 ways to locate. 8 ways to locate. IDE having 8 ways and WebDriver also having 8 ways. But first 6 ways are common. First 6 ways are common. Okay. So first 6 ways are common. In both Selenium IDE and WebDriver, first 6 ways are common. So yes. 7th way, 8th way, what are the ways we are using in Selenium IDE? That mechanism we are not using in WebDriver. So WebDriver, we have a different mechanism, right? So the first six ways we are going to discuss today. Okay, or the common ways we are going to discuss now, right? So first of all, how to locate element by using tool. Before going to discuss about manual syntax, first, how to locate elements manually. Yes, to locate elements manually, okay, no, sorry, by using tool, you should install tool. You should install Selenium IDE in your system. Okay, so make sure your system having Selenium IDE tool. How to configure tool? Very simple. Open Selenium site, downloads. What next? Open the go for Selenium IDE section and click on corresponding browser link. Then, so if it is Firefox, add to Firefox. If it is Chrome, add to Chrome. If it is Edge, get. Then add to Firefox, add, and click OK. Yes, we already discussed earlier. Okay, yes, we configured ID. Then after configuring ID, so which element, okay, or which page elements you want to locate? Open that web page first. Open that web page first. So for example, so I want perform action on this Facebook web page, or I want locate elements on this Facebook web page. This Facebook having some elements. Let me open Facebook web page. Okay, it's very simple. Let me open Facebook web page. Okay. Yes, I opened this one. As per my requirement, I want to locate this fastword text field. Yes, to locate fastword text field, first launch the tool. How to launch the tool? By clicking this icon, we can launch the tool. In the tool, so select third option. If we want to record, we are using first option. But so we want locate. To locate this one, select third option. In third option, give the project name. Project name is user defined name. Then click OK. Then what next? Select the command. Command should be add selection. Then click on this pointer icon and select the required element on UI. Once you are selecting required element on UI, so the tool generating some syntax. Okay, if you see in the target is showing one syntax. It looked like earlier text field, now it looked like a drop down. If you expand this drop down, it's showing multiple ways to locate. It's showing ID way, name way, CSS, export. In export, it's showing multiple syntax. It's showing multiple ways. This element identified by using how many ways? 1, 2, 3, 4 ways. It's showing all this syntax. To check whether it is correct or not, select this row. Then what next? Click on find. Yes, if it is locating, it's going to highlight on UI. If it is not locating, it's not going to highlight on UI. If it's highlighting means, yes, we are able to locate. Right? Now, this is a tool approach. Okay, by using tool, yes, we can easily generate, but tool's going to fail. Sometimes if you depend only on the tool going to fail. So I will show the situation where the tool going to fail. Today itself, I'm going to show the situation where the tools are going to fail. For this one, we need to locate manually. To locate manually, in general, any web page, not only this Facebook, any web page, this UI defined which language? HTML. This UI defined in HTML. In HTML, you should know about what is tag and what is attribute. Yes, in the last class, we discussed about tag and attribute. What is tag? Any text in between angle brackets is called tag. To locate manually, you should know about tag and attribute. Tag is nothing but any text in between angle brackets is called tag. Any text in between this angle brackets is called tag. Yes. So we have two kinds of tags. One is container tag, other one is standalone tag. Container tag contains starting tag and ending tag. Ending tag. We have a starting tag, ending tag. In between, we have some other tags. Other tags are a text, right? If it is standalone, we don't have a starting and we don't have a ending. We don't have a starting and we don't have ending. We have a single tag. And yes, so here in general, some tags will have attribute, some tags will not have a attribute. Attribute is nothing but properties of a tag. Properties of a tag. For example, for this person tag, name, height, weight, color, all these are properties. So no need to learn about HTML. Okay, because we are not going to design any web pages. We are going to locate elements on already designed web pages. For this one, you should able to identify which is tag and which is attribute is more than enough. Okay, what is tag? Any text between this angle brackets is called tag. So if it is container, we have a starting, ending, standalone, single. Right? Yes. We need to check the element source and we need to identify which is tag and which is attribute. Yes. To check any element source, right click on element, inspect. This inspect option available for all the browsers, not only Firefox. This inspect option available for Chrome, Edge, Safari, Opera also. By using this inspect option, we can check element source. Yes, this element defined in a input tag. What are the attributes you have? ID, class, so and so. We have a multiple attributes, right? So one of the attribute here is ID. Okay, yes. By using the syntax, you should identify which is tag and which is attribute is more than enough. For example, if I want to locate this link, how to locate? Right click, inspect, check element source. To check element source code, yes. So it's defined in span tag. This is container, I mean standalone. Container. Why container? We have a starting and ending. In between, we have some text. It's a container tag, right? Yes. So do you have any attribute for this one? No. Some attributes may have a, attribute, some elements have a attribute, some elements may not have a attributes. That depends on element, right? So, but some application, right click is disabled. For example, if you take this SBA site, here right click is disabled. In general, how you're checking element source? Right click and inspect. Now right click is disabled. Then how to check element source? Yes, if any web page right click is disabled, to open developer tools, press F12. By using F12, we can open developer tools. Okay, to open developer tools, okay, we can simply click F12. Press F12. So press F12. Once we are pressing F12, yes, it's going to open the developer tool. In developer tool, okay, so we have a pointer icon is there. Simply click on this icon and select required element on UI. Once you are selecting required element on UI, it will show the required element source. Yes, this element defined input tag. For this one, we have a multiple attributes. Here, one of the attribute name is called ID. And this defined in which tag? input tag. Yes, by seeing this source, if you are in a position to identify which is tag, which is attribute is more than enough. No need to learn about HTML. So yes, manually. So to locate element, you should know about tag and attribute. If it is a tool, how to generate? Open ID. What next? Okay. So if it is the first time, yes, select the command. Command should be add selection, then click on pointer and click over required element on UI. Yes. So it's generating some syntax. To check the syntax, select this row, click on. Yes. So instead of using tool, you should know how to write manual syntax also. Yes. How many ways you have to locate? 8 ways. What is the first way? ID. In general, if any element having ID attribute, with help of ID attribute, we can locate. For this one, syntax is ID equal to ID value. It's a very simple syntax. If any element having ID attribute, with help of ID attribute, we can locate. For this one, syntax is ID equal to ID value. Very simple syntax. Okay, for example, I want locate this text field manually. To locate this text field manually, check element source. How to check? Right click, inspect. Right click, inspect. It's showing this element source. So here, no, this one. Right click, inspect. Yes, this element defined in a input tag. For this one, if you have ID attribute, if any element having ID attribute, then only go for this syntax. Yes, this element having ID attribute. What is the attribute value here? Pass. Then how to locate? ID equal to ID value. Okay, we need to validate whether it's correct or not. How to validate? Copy this syntax. Copy this syntax. Open Selenium IDE. Open Selenium IDE. In Selenium IDE, so select command as add selection. And earlier we generated syntax by using tool. Now we return the syntax manually. Type this manual syntax over here. What are the syntax written manually? Type the syntax in target text field. Then select this row and click on find. If you are able to locate, it going to highlight on UI. Yes, we are able to locate. Right? So when you go for the syntax, if an element having ID attribute, then only go for the syntax. If element don't have ID attribute, can I use the syntax? Answer is no. Okay, for example, so I want to locate this username text field. How to locate? Click on this pointer and select the required element. Yes, this element having ID attribute. Yes, we can locate. Copy the syntax. Open ID. Type this name. Target text field. What is syntax for this one? ID equal to username. ID equal to username. Yes, this is a manual written syntax. To check whether it's correct or not, copy this syntax and open Selenium IDE and type in target text field. Then select this row. Click on find. Yes, is highlighting. It means yes, it's locating. It's locating by using ID. Right? So, for example, if multiple elements having a same ID, which one going to locate, sir? Okay, right now, okay, if you have unique ID, it's locating required element. For example, if multiple elements having a same ID, which element going to locate? Always first one. Okay, in general, if any element having unique ID, then only go for this syntax. If multiple elements having a same ID, it always going to locate first one. For example, here, how many text fields you have? 4. I want to locate the text field. To locate the text field, check element source. Yes, this element having ID attribute. What is ID attribute here? B. What is syntax? ID equal to B. ID equal to B. Yes, I copied this syntax. And I need to check. How to check? Open Selenium IDE and type in target text field. ID equal to B. ID equal to B. Then select this row, click on, fine. Which element is highlighting? Why first one? If you see multiple elements having same ID, more than one element having same ID. If more than one element having same ID, it always going to locate first one. First one. Right? If any element having unique ID, then only go for this syntax. If you don't have unique ID, this is not suggestible syntax. Right? And performance wise, this is the fastest locator in Selenium. It's a question. Which is the fastest locator in Selenium? ID is fastest locator. How many locators we have? 8 locator. Out of this 8, which is fastest? ID is fastest. At the same time, the slowest is export. It's a question. Which is the fastest locator and which is a slowest locator? The fastest locator is Selenium ID. The slowest locator is export. We'll discuss both. Right now we are discussing the fastest locator, that is ID. What is syntax? ID equal to ID value. And when you go for the syntax, if any element having unique ID, then only go for the syntax. If multiple elements having same ID, what going to happen? It always going to locate first one. If multiple elements having the same ID, it always going to locate first one. Yes. The next one, name. If any element having unique name, with help of name also we can locate. For this one, syntax is name equal to name attribute value. If any element having unique name, with help of name also we can locate. For this one, syntax is name equal to name attribute value. Like ID, if any element having a name, we can use this syntax. For example, if any element having a both name and ID, which is preferred, sir? ID is preferred way. Why? Just now we discussed fastest. If you don't have an ID, if you have a unique name, then only go for name. If you have a both, ID is suggestible. For example, if you see this text field having ID as well as name also is there. What is the name value here? Pass. Yes, we can use this one also. And so this attribute values are case sensitive. Attribute values are case sensitive. Case sensitive means capital A is different, small a is different. Both are not same. Capital A and small a both are not same. So it going to consider ASCII value. What is ASCII? American Standard Code for Information Interchange. ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Information interchange. So what is ASCII for capital A? 65. The ASCII value for small a? 97. So here it given some number to each alphabet. So Selenium or Java going to treat capital A is different, small a is different. For this reason, while typing the attribute value, make sure don't type. Simply copy this value from a source. If you are typing, what going to happen? There is chance of lowercase, uppercase, and space. Even yes, we have a ASCII value for space also. We have a ASCII value for even for the space also. For this reason, so better to copy the value from a page source. Don't type the value. Yes, I copied the value and I done the syntax. What is syntax? Name equal to pass. We need to check whether it is correct or not. How to check? Open ID. Yep. Type this in a target text field. So select this row, click on find. S is highlighting. S is highlighting. One more example. For example, here in this web page, right click is disabled. Right? So then how to check element source? Press function key F12. Then what next? Click on this pointer and select the required element on UI. Okay, yes. I want to locate this password text field here. This element defined niche tag, input tag. For this one, we have a ID attribute. We have a name attribute. We have a both. If you have a both, which is suggestible? ID is suggestible. If you don't have ID, then if you have a name, then go for name. Yes, we have a name attribute also. What is name value here? Password. So yes, now I'm going to copy this name. Name equal to password. Yes, copy the syntax. Open Selenium IDE and type over here. Then what next? Select this row, click on find. S is highlighting. S is highlighting on UI. For example, instead of uppercase here in the password, I typed P uppercase. Now tell me, if I locate, it going to locate or not?
Yes.
Just now we discussed. Why now? Case sensitive. Java is a case sensitive language. R Selenium is a case sensitive too. Right? Now, if you check this one, yes, it's not highlighting on UI. Earlier is highlighted. Now it is not highlighted. Why? The reason is very simple. So it's a case sensitive. Make sure, okay, so you should copy the same value. Don't type. Simply copy paste the value. And one more thing, like ID, if more than one element having a same name, like ID, more than one element having the same name, always going to locate first element. If more than one element having the same name, it always going to locate first element. For example, here, so this text fields having, we have a 4 text field, all the text field having name attribute values also. What is name value here? Yeah. So for example, if I'm using this syntax, name equal to A, name equal to A, open ID and type here, name equal to A, name equal to A. Select this row, click on find. Once I clicking find, so it's highlighting which one? First one. Our requirement is third one, but it highlighting first one. Why? Yes, multiple element having the same ID, it always going to locate first. Then how to locate required elements are? If any element having more than one ID or the more than same name or same ID, how to locate required elements are? Yes, to locate required element, we have a solution in Selenium, that is in export. We'll discuss about export. Right? Yes, if multiple element having a same ID or same name, to locate required element, we have a solution only in export and CSS. Export and CSS. But compared to both, so we are going to use export in there. Most of the time we are going to use export. During interviews also, interviewer is going to ask you questions on export. They are not going to ask you question on this ID syntax. They are not going to ask you question on name syntax. Then why you are discussing, sir, if they are not asking? We need to learn everything. Right? So if you prepared only interview question and answer, so in general, any exam or any interview, I can say, 80% question paper. Are you agree with me? Yes or no? If no, I will prove you. Okay, very simple. In BTech, how many chapters you have each subject? In our BTech, we have 8 chapters. Okay, and during exam, they're going to ask 8 questions. Out of this 8, we need to answer 5 questions. That is our pattern. I don't know the exact pattern right now. Is the same pattern or different pattern? Same pattern. Good. Then, yes, we have 8 chapters. Each chapter having how many important questions? Max of 5. Each chapter having max of 5 important questions. 8 5s, 40 questions. If you prepare 40 questions, definitely out of this 40, how many questions will get? Minimum 3 will get. Minimum 3. So minimum, if you return 3 questions, how many marks will get? 50% of marks will get. Okay, yes. So if you prepared 40 questions, definitely you can pass that particular exam or particular subject. Yes or no? So, but we don't have a time to prepare that 40 questions. We need directly that 8 questions. Why all-in-one is famous? What they are doing? They are simply giving previous papers. That's it. You are preparing question and answer. Okay, you are not learning the subject. You are learning only question and answer. Not only your BTech subject, even any subject or any interview, we know 80% of questions. Any subject, we have just 200 questions. Max 200 questions. If I discuss question and answer and daily, yes, you can easily crack the interview. But you may lose the job also. Why? You know only question and answer. You don't know the subject. If you know the subject, yes, we can survive. If you don't know subject, only question and answer, here only. Okay. So during MSET, what we prepared? Only answers. Even so, by seeing answer, they're not reading question also. They're going to mark the right answer. Why? We by-hearted those things. If you apply the same learning here in this course, your care of address, Amirpet SR Nagar. Okay, you apply this learning in your good BTech. For this reason, by seeing your degree, no one not giving the job. Okay, even if you join in the institute also you are applying the same learning. Okay, question and answer without learning the subject, your care of address here only. Okay, or those who are working, your care of address manual test only. If you learn the subject, then your care of address going to change. High-tech city, Madhapur. If you are working manual tester to automation tester, if you have changed your designation manual tester to automation tester, then only we'll have a next year appraisal. Okay, from the April onwards, you will continue in a software company. Those who are working. If you are not working, or if you are working on manual, yes, I told you multiple times. 2023 is not that much easy. 2021 and 2022. Yes, right now companies are operating hybrid mode and full offline mode. So those who are having subject, those who are genuine candidate, or those who are even they're fake, they know if they have a subject, they can survive. If you don't have a subject, yes, this is a difficult year to survive in a software industry, especially those who are working. Those who are not working, yes, to get a job, only manual testing is not sufficient for you guys. You should know manual plus automation also. Then only will get a job. Or even to get a call from HR also. In your resume, you should have a automation. If you have a manual, only manual thing, even HR not going to schedule interview for you. If you want, you can try, you will come to know. Okay, you can put your resume in Naukri and you can come to know. So whether we were getting calls only on manual or not, you can easily come to know. Fine. So here, as of now, we discussed 2 syntax. What those? One is ID or one is name. When you go for ID, if any element having ID attribute, go for ID syntax. Syntax is ID equal to ID value. If any element having name equal to name value. The same manner, if any element having any class, with help of class also, we can locate. For this one, syntax is class name equal to class value. Class name equal to class value. If any element having any class, with help of class attribute also, we can locate. For this one, syntax is class equal to class value. It's very simple. For example, I want to locate this text field. This text field having ID attribute, name attribute, and class attribute also. Right? So in general, if you have it 3, ID is first priority, then name is second priority, and class is third priority. Okay, yes, we can locate by using class also. What is class value here? Form control. Then syntax is class name equal to class value. Form control. Class name equal to class value. Yes, copy the syntax. Open ID. Open ID. Type this in a target text field. Target text field. Select this row. Click on. Fine. S is highlighting. It's locating. Right? It's locating element. Any difficulty, any confusion to locate this element by using class? Nothing. Very simple syntax. Class equal to class value. If it is name, name equal to name value. If it is ID, ID equal to ID value. The same manner. So to locate links, we have a one more syntax called link text. For this one, syntax is link text equal to name of the link. Link text equal to name of the link. Link text equal to name of the link. In general, links always define in anchor tag. Links always define in anchor tag. Anchor tag is a container tag. Anchor tag is a container tag. For this container tag, we have a starting tag and we have a ending tag. We have a both starting and ending. In between, we have some text. In between, we have some text. Right? With help of this text, yes, we can look at. Okay, by using this text, we can look at. It's a very simple syntax. Link text equal to name of the link. And links always defined in anchor tag. If any element not defined anchor, it means it's not a link. How to identify links? You should define always in anchor. For example, here, if you see this one, forget password is a link. How can you say it's a link, sir? So, yeah, okay. So for this one, check element source. Check element source. Is it container tag or standalone tag? Yes, we have a starting tag and we have an ending tag. In between, we have some text also here. This is a text. Yes, copy this text. Then what is the syntax? Link text equal to name of the link. Forget password. To check whether it's correct or not, copy this syntax. Open ID. Type this syntax in target text field. Type this syntax in target text field and click on find. S is highlighting on UI. Is highlighting on UI. It means S we are able to locate. One more example. For example, here. So if you see, all these are the links only. The new user registration or activate or forgot username and login password. These are the links only. In general, links, once you are placing a mouse pointer, you will get a underscore. Or you can check element source. How to check? Click on this pointer and select here. S is defined in which tag? Anchor tag. And we have a starting tag and we have a ending tag also. Right? Then what is the link name here? Forget password. Copy this syntax. Then here syntax is link text equal to name of the link. Name of the link. Okay. If you see it's showing some space, you should consider the space also. If you not copy that space, it's not going to look it. Let me show you. So very simple. For example, here, what is syntax? Link text equal to name of the link. End of this one is showing a space. I'm using the same space and I'm highlighting. S is locating. Now, for example, instead of copying this value, if you type the syntax manually, assume. So if you type the syntax manually, while typing the syntax manually, I remove the space end and select this row and click on find. Okay, not here. Here we have some space over here. If I remove the space over here, okay, then I'm select this row, click on find. It's not highlighting on UI. It's not highlighting on UI. Right? If you see here, it's not showing any space kind of thing. But yes, if you copy the value, it's showing some space. If you remove this space or ending spaces, it's not going to look it. As we discussed, space also character. Space also character. For this reason, yes, while copying this attribute values, don't type. Simply copy from page source. So how many ways we discussed? No, 4 ways. What those? ID, name, class name, and link text. During interviews, no one not going to ask you question on this 4 syntax. These are a very basic syntax. During interviews, they're going to ask you question only on export. Right? Yes. What is export and how to locate elements by using export. Okay. Before going to discuss about export, sir, you are writing the syntax one by one easily, comfortably. So how to remember the syntax, sir? I will give a simple technique to remember the syntax. Very simple technique. Okay. So in general, per day, how many days you are going to check your smartphone wallpaper? Smartphone wallpaper. Your smartphone home screen per day. Huh? Less than 10 or more than 10?
More than 10.
Okay. For example, if I'm conducting an exam to draw apple icon, those who can draw perfectly, you will get a job. That is the challenge. How many members ready for the challenge? Huh? Everyone or few one? It means you guys have practiced. Then how you are going to draw? We see the same logo multiple times. If you see the same logo multiple times, what going to happen? I'm going to register brain.
Yes.
Register? Yes, we can reproduce. If it is not registered, we can't reproduce.
We can't.
Same learning. Okay. During schooling also, they are habituated at learning. But so once we complete our schooling, we thought like we are a major, we are forgetting the techniques. During schooling, what they are doing? We are hanging charts on the walls. Why? If your class is not interesting, at least you see that image. And that going to reach your brain. Once that is image or that diagram is coming on exam, then we can draw. So they habituate. But what we did? We forgot those techniques in the school itself. If you continue the same learning techniques as cracking IT job is a very simple thing. Now it's time to reuse those techniques. So now what are the syntax? As I told you, right? This is not theoretical course. This is a practical course. Every day we have a syntax and how to use, where to use, we'll discuss. Right? Today, as of now, we discuss 4 syntax. You need to remember this syntax. To remember this syntax, the simple technique is type the syntax in a MS Paint with your favorite colors, not black and white. If it is black and white, your eye not going to catch. Type the syntax in a MS Paint and capture that screen or take photo and set that photo as your smartphone wallpaper. Why to smartphone wallpaper? as you told you are seeing more than 10 times, right? Then in the day, you are seeing the syntax more than 10 times. What going to happen? Automatically, it's going to reach your brain. Once it reaches your brain, yes, we can write the syntax. Or, sir, పక్కనోడు చూస్తే అనుకుంటాడేమో జాబ్ లేకుండా అమీర్పేట ఎస్ఎన్ఆర్ తిరుగుతుంటే ఏమనుకోరు, సబ్జెక్ట్ కోసం ఈయన వాల్ పేపర్ సెట్ చేయగానే ఈయన కోసం డిస్కషన్ మొదలు పెడతారు. దట్ ఈస్ అవర్ మైండ్ సెట్, రైట్? ఎస్. So if you are feeling like this, okay, one simple technique, practice. You have to practice. If you don't want it, okay, this screenshot as your smartphone wallpaper, then you need to practice. As I told you multiple times, 2-3 hours per day is required for practice. Okay, yes, it's not critical subject, it's a practical subject. It means it's not difficult subject, it's a practical. Difficult is different, practical is different. This is a practical subject, it's not difficult subject. Okay, during our BTech we have a drawing. Drawing is a difficult subject. What is required for drawing? Practice is required. Very simple subject compared to BTech first year other subject. Drawing is a very simple subject. The only thing for the drawing is practice is required. So when we'll attend the drawing class, weekly once or monthly once, and you may, if you miss that class, then after 2 weeks or after 2 months. Then if you are attending less sessions, then during exam will feel very difficult, but that is a very simple subject. So Selenium is like a drawing, it's a very simple subject. The only thing is practice is required. Okay, yes, you have to practice. Fine. So now what is the next way? Export. It's very simple. I want to locate this label. What is the label here? Username label. To locate this label, check this element source. Yep. This element define which tag? Label tag. Yes. Use common sense, answer my question. Okay. The first question is very simple question. Can I locate this label by using ID syntax or not?
No.
No. Good. Why no? Answer is there is no ID attribute. Second question. Can you locate by using name? No. Why? We don't have a name attribute. Can I locate by using class? No. We don't have a class attribute. Now the main final question is, can I locate this label by using link text or not? Option A, yes. Option B, no. Online student, those who are yes, please ping me yes. Those who are no, please ping me no. Okay, I want to respond everyone. For offline, those who are yes, raise your hands. Those who are yes. Those we can locate by using link text. Those who are yes, raise your hands. Those who are no, raise your hands. We have only 2 category people, either male or female. There is no other category. So during course, I will ask you multiple questions on daily. I will give only 2 options. I'm not going to give multiple options. Only 2. Yes, no. Okay. Yes. Once again, for offline, online, I got only 1 response.
Yes, sir.
I don't.
Yes, we can.
For online, please type.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to type. For offline, I can consider the hands. For
Yes.
online, yes, you have to type. Yes.
Yes, we can.
Online. Sorry, offline. Those who are yes, raise your hands one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 members. No? Some people decided as a special category. Okay, fine. That's your issue. Question is yes or no. Can we locate the element by using link text or not? Okay, so the right answer is no. Why no, sir? As we discussed. So here, okay, online students behaving like a sheep. One sheep put yes, remaining sheeps yes. I know. Okay, by seeing other answer, they can simply put yes. Okay, so for offline also, yes, they're going to check based on the response of remaining members. Will put yes or no. The right answer is no. Why no? No.
There is no list.
Yes, the right answer is no. And why no is yes, you are correct. This is not defined in a anchor tag. As we discussed, anchor tags define in links define in anchor tag. All container tags not a links. We have a container tag. Okay, link is a container tag, but all container tags are not links. If it is a link, always define in anchor tag. If you are using a here, anchor here, then it's a link. So this element define in span. Sorry, label tag. It's not a link. It means what are the syntax we discuss as of now? By using these 4 syntax, we can't locate this label. Yes, to locate this one, we need export. Yes, in general, in real time, when you go for export, if any element not identified by using first 4 ways, it may be ID or name or class name or link text, then go for export. Then what is export? Export is a language. Export is a language used to locate HTML elements or XML nodes. Export is a language used to locate HTML elements or XML nodes. It's a language. Export is a language used to locate HTML elements or XML nodes. Okay, yes. In general, if you are working in Selenium, we'll always deal with HTML elements. If you are working on mobile automation, APM, then we'll deal with XML nodes. In web application, UI always define HTML. Okay, for mobile applications or mobile apps, UI defined in XML. Yes, the same export expression. What are the export expression we are going to discuss? The same export expression going to use in web automation as well as mobile automation. I'm not going to repeat the same topic during mobile automation, and I'm not going to repeat the same topic during discussing web prep. Listen carefully. Okay, it's very important. Yes. So today and day after tomorrow also, we are going to discuss about only export. Okay, we are spending 2 days time for export means that is very important. Right? Yes. What is export? It's a language. It's a language used to locate HTML elements or XML nodes. It categorized into 2 types. One is absolute export. Another one is relative export. One is absolute export. Another one is relative. Export is a language used to locate HTML elements, and it categorized into 2 types. One is absolute, other one is relative. Then what is absolute and what is relative? Absolute is nothing but locating element from root HTML. Locating element from root HTML. From the root HTML. Okay, is nothing but absolute. In general, if you are locating any element from a root is nothing but here HTML. Locating element from a root HTML is nothing but absolute. Relative is nothing but locating an element from current tag or nearby tags is nothing but relative. Export is a language. By using this language, we can locate HTML elements, and it categorized into 2 types. One is absolute, another one is relative. Absolute is nothing but, yes, we are locating this element from a root HTML, or from the HTML we are going to locate. If it is relative, we are going to locate from a current tag or nearby tags. Why to locate, sir? Why to locate? What is the use to locate? To perform action. Yes, to perform action on element, we need to identify element first or locate element first. So here, why to locate? The main reason is to perform action. Right now, we are not discussing about how to perform action. What we are discussing? Identifying element or nothing but locating elements. So identifying or locating both are technical words. Okay, we are locating element first. For this locating, we have 8 ways. Out of these 8 ways, right now we are discussing about 5th way, that is export. Okay, what is export? It's a language. Okay, we use a language. Okay, so by using this language, we can locate HTML and XML. If it is absolute, yes, we can locate from a root HTML. If it is relative, we can locate from current tag or nearby tags. Then, yes, to generate this export in real time, more than 90%, we are going to generate export by using tools. Less than 10% will write manual export. During interviews, yes, HRs are not HR. Interviewer going to ask you manual syntax one, not the tool. Right? We'll discuss both. How to generate export by using tool and how to write manual syntax also. We are going to discuss both. First, we'll start with how to generate export by using tools. Then, how to write manual syntax we discuss. First, we are discussing about generating export. Yes, to generate export, we have some tools. Tools to generate export. We have a multiple tools in the market right now to generate export. One of the simplest tool is Selenium IDE or a developer tool or Cropath. Yes, these are the widely used tools in real time. Selenium IDE, developer tool, and Cropath in general. So Cropath and Selenium IDE are the widely used tools in real time. Yes, developer tools I am using to generate absolute text. Yes, in developer tools also we can use in real time, but it's less preferred. But most preferred tools are Selenium IDE and Cropath. Apart from these 3, yes, we have some other tools also. We are not going to explore each and every tool. Okay, we are going to use some majorly used tools. In majorly used tools in real time is Selenium IDE and Cropath. Yes, how to use Selenium IDE to generate export and how to use developer to generate export. Yes, to use Selenium IDE, this Selenium IDE always going to generate a related export. This tool always going to generate only relative export. How many tools you have? 3. One of the tool is called Selenium IDE. This tool will generate only related export. What is related export? We can locate from a current tag or nearby tags. Then how to use Selenium IDEs are very simple. To use Selenium IDE, first launch the tool. Then what next? Select the command, add selection. Then click on this pointer icon and select the required element on UI. Once you are selecting required element on UI, yes, it generated CSS and it generated export. It generated both syntax. So here in export, it generated multiple syntax. Why it generated multiple syntax in exports are, as we discussed. So it's even if it is slowest, but it's more reliable. For this reason, it generated multiple. And real time, we are going to use export only. Yes. So here it generated this export syntax. So now if you see, this is the syntax it generated. Okay. We located this label from a div, from the div. It means it's current tag or nearby tags. We located this label from a div. It means, is it from current tag or nearby tags?
Nearby tag.
I will show you here only. If you see, we located this label from here. From this div we located. It's nearby. If you located this label from this HTML, then we'll call as absolute. If you are locating this label from this HTML, then we'll call as absolute. What is absolute? Locating element from root HTML. Okay, is absolute. If you are locating element from a current tag or nearby tags, relative. Yes, just now we located this label from here. It's nothing but relative. Yes, this Selenium IDE tool always going to generate relative syntax. Always relative syntax. But this developer tools, what is the next tool? Developer tools. Any queries, any doubts, how to generate syntax by using IDE? Clear? Then, yes, we are going to discuss about developer tool. Yes, this developer tool going to generate both. It going to generate absolute syntax and it going to generate relative syntax. When it going to generate absolute, when it going to generate relative. If any element having no ID value, no ID attribute value. Okay, if you don't have a ID attribute value, if any element doesn't have ID value, then it going to generate absolute. If any element having ID attribute, then it going to generate relative. If you don't have a ID attribute, absolute. If you have ID attribute, relative. Okay, I can simply type no ID, here ID. So no. This is a tool, right? Tool means generate. It's generating two syntax. One is absolute, another one is relative. How to generate? I will show you. Okay, so it's going to generate when relative. If any element having ID attribute, then it's generating relative syntax. If you don't have ID attribute, it's generating absolute. Good. Now, how to use this tool to generate syntax? Yes, to use this tool, very simple. First, check element source. So here, right click is disabled. Press F12 and Docker bottom. Then check element source. How to check element source? Click on this pointer and select the required element anywhere. Then right click on element source. Copy. In copy, select. Now select export. Yes, it is generated absolute export. Why absolute? Here this element don't have a ID attribute. For this reason, it generated absolute. Yes, it generated absolute export. We located this label from where? From the root HTML. Earlier we located label from div, nearby tag. Now it's located from root HTML. Okay, it located from a root HTML. Now I need to check whether it is correct or not. To check whether the syntax is correct or not, we need to add one more slash here. Why to add one more slash? What is the meaning of single slash, double slash? We'll discuss. Okay, as of now, for time being, we need to add one more slash. Then copy the syntax. Where to validate the syntax? Yes, we can validate the syntax in developer tools, or you can validate the syntax in Selenium IDE also. For example, if you want to validate the syntax in a developer tool, copy the syntax here and click enter. So it's highlighting on required element on UI and it's showing the count. How many matching elements you have? One, it means it's locating. Or we can check by using tool also. How to do use tool? Add selection, type in a target text field, then select this, click on fine. S is highlighting. Okay, fine. It's highlighting on UI. It's locating. One more example. For example, I want to locate this password text field by using export. And I want to generate this export by using developer tools. Check element source. Inspect. How to use developer tools to generate export? Right click on element source, copy, select, export. Now use common sense, answer my question. If I use this developer tool, which syntax is going to generate? Absolute or relative? Relative. Why relative? ID is there. Yes, ID is there. Yes, it's going to generate relative syntax. Let me check. Yes, it generated relative. So it's not showing tag names, are showing a star. Star means any tag. Okay, what is tag name here? Input. You can use input or you can use a star also, no issues. Let me check with the tool, Selenium IDE tool. I'm going to generate the same syntax by using Selenium IDE tool also. Okay, how to, sir? Select the command. Then click on pointer icon and select the required element on UI. We located password, right? Yes, it generated multiple syntax. Out of this, I am using export. Yes, this is a syntax generated by the tool. Which tool? Selenium IDE tool. And this is a syntax generated by developer tools. Both are same. Both are same. Okay, both syntax are same. Right? So yes, we can generate by using a Selenium IDE or we can generate by using developer tools also. Right? So if it is Selenium IDE, it always generate. Selenium IDE always going to generate relative. If it is a developer tool, both going to generate. So when absolute, if you don't have ID, then absolute. If you have ID, relative. Good. One more example. I want to locate this text field by using developer tool. I want to generate export by using developer tool for this text field. How to generate export for this text field? Right click, inspect. Then right click, copy. Yes. Which tool is going to generate? Which syntax is going to generate? Relative export or absolute export?
Absolute expert.
So
Sir, there
absolute.
is no
Why
ID.
absolute? There is no ID value. Yes, it generated absolute.
Absolute expert.
We located this input from root HTML. Right? To check whether it's correct or not. Add one more slash and copy the syntax. Open ID. Type this in a target text field. Add selection, type this in a target text field, select this row, click on. Fine. Yes, it's highlighting on UI. Right? Yes, we have a two syntax. One is absolute, other one is relative. In real time, which one we are going to use? Are you going to use both or only one? In real time, we'll always use only relative export. In real time, we'll never go for absolute export. Why is that? What is the issue? What is the issue to use absolute export in real time? Very simple. Now, Just now we located this text field. This text field defined in a input, and we located this input from root HTML. We located this input from root HTML, right? So this Google page, home page, 365 days, always like this, are going to change. Okay, it's going to change. Good. If it is change going to happen before text field or after text field?
After this.
Change going to happen before text field or after text field?
After this.
After text field? No. So here in general, so here, okay. So this logo will be always like this only 365 days?
No. Will be
It means
changed.
before or after? That is my question.
Before.
Okay.
After.
I mean, if it is after means below. Below things, are they going to change anyway? They never
No.
change below things. Only this logo they're going to change, or they're going to show some images over here.
Yes.
They're going to show some images, or they're going to change these logos. It means always before text field only. Okay. So if any changes happen before text field, this tags order remaining same, or it going to change? Once tag order change, this export going to work or it not going to work? Yes. For this reason, we in real time will never go for absolute. Why? The reason is very simple. In between, this is a target, and this is a root. In between root and target, if any UI changes happen, order going to change, tags order going to change, then export need to update. For this reason, in real time, we'll never go for absolute export. In real time, we'll never use absolute export. But interviews, they're going to ask you what is absolute and what is between absolute and relative. In real time, we'll always use only relative export. Relative means, yes, we can locate from a current tag or nearby tags. Yes, to generate this relative, we discuss two tools right now. What those? One is IDE, or one is developer tools. We have one more tool also, that is ChroPath. Discuss about ChroPath and how to write this relative export manually. We'll discuss in next class. Right? What is export? It's a language used to locate HTML elements or XML. It categorized into two types. One is absolute or one is relative. Absolute means locating
root from element.
HTML is called absolute. Relative means
Locating an element from current tag nearby.
will never go for absolute. What is the issue? If any UI changes happens in between the root and target, every time we need to update the export. For this reason, this is not suggestible in real time. In real time, we'll always use relative. Okay, yes. To generate this relative export, we have a Selenium IDE and we have a developer tools. And we have one more tool called ChroPath. Yes, we'll discuss about how to use ChroPath to generate the syntax and how to write this relative export manually. We'll discuss in next class. Next class is very, very important. Okay, this class also important and next class also important.